Okay, so over here I have few example of questions where we'll be deriving and using the formula. But in short, basically what we'll be doing here is to rearrange the formula to make a certain unknown D subject right now. Alright, so let's try with our first example over here. I have a formula over here. Alright, I have a formula over here which is given to you. Alright, and then I said I want to find U over here, alright, which is this guy. I want to find U over here, okay? When my V, A, and T are all these things, so what can I do over here, right? Now my first suggestion, alright, over here is for you to, my first suggestion here, okay, it's for you to rearrange the formula first, alright? You can rearrange the formula and then you're gonna see what's gonna happen, right? So since I want to find U, so I need to make U the subject. So U is gonna equals to something, alright? U is gonna equals to something right now. So how am I gonna do? Now a lot of students, they might look at this, they are confused. They might not know what to do over here, alright? So I want to show you one simple trick for you to understand this, okay? In mathematics, we don't like to look things complicated. We like to make things look much more simpler. So I'm going to use this technique. I'm going to say over here, let AT, become capital B. All right, let's just say that, okay? So I can rewrite my equation to look like this. V is equals to U plus B, right? Now look at this. This is much more simpler to look, right? And I believe you all will know what to do from now. If I want to make U the subject, I'm just gonna write U minus B. That's what's gonna happen, right? If I put this positive, move it over here, that's gonna become like this. And that's gonna equals to U. Correct or not? Okay, so let's open back up our B. So what's gonna happen here? So our B is actually just U minus AT. That's equals to U. So I have made U the subject right now. Okay? So actually, is this step compulsory? No. But of course, for those of you, if you're not sure what to do with this AT, now you know. So basically what we're dealing with is just basically U plus AT. So I want to make U the subject. So this AT, I just move it over here and it just becomes minus. That's all. Alright? So that's what we do. Okay? So with this right now, I can solve my equation right now. So I have all the necessary details. Find U. Okay? Oh, let me write my V properly, sorry. Okay, sorry for that. Now, let's find all my information now. So I know these are all my values. I just have to substitute into the formula. So my U, that's gonna be 75 minus, alright, minus 80. My A is 4. My T is 12. And everything over here, that's gonna equals to U, right? Okay, now always remember when you have alphabets sticking together, it means multiplication operation, right? So we can solve this very fast, okay? So 75 is 75 minus 12 times 4, that's going to give you 48. And everything over here going to equals to U, right? So U over here is going to equals to 75 minus 48. So that will give me 27. All right, that will give me 27. Okay? And then I'm done with this question already. Now let's try to see the second example over here. Find T. So instead of finding U right now, okay, find T. Make T the subject right now. I want to make this T over here the subject right now. So what do I have to do? Find T, alright? So over here, if you notice, what can I do now? Alright? So my equation is going to be V equals to U plus AT, and I want to make T the subject over here. Okay, I want to make this the subject. So which means this thing over here, I can't move first. All right, remember that I can't move first. So what can I move? I can move u over that side. So that will give me v minus u, all right, is equals to at. Okay, so since again I want to make t my subject, and I know that a and t sticking together, that tells me it's a multiplication operation. So all I need to do is to move a to the other side, and that's going to be a division. All right, so it's going to become like this: v minus u, everything is going to over a, and that's going to be t. Okay, I'm done. Okay, so all you have to do now is to substitute all the necessary information, and then we are done. So v, that's gonna be, that's 80 minus u, which is 20, and everything over here is divided by a, which is 8. Oh wait, I copied the question wrongly. Give me a moment. Okay, my mistake over here. I apologize for that. I wrote the question wrongly. So my A, it's supposed to be 6. Okay, my mistake. All right. Okay, let's get back onto it. So my A over here, that's gonna be 6, and everything over here is gonna equal to t. So 80 minus 20, that's gonna give me 60. All right. So 60 divided by 6, that's gonna give me 10. Okay, I'm done already. All right, so that's how we do for this kind of question. So the last one over here is going to be very similar. I'm going to make A the subject right now since they asked us to find A. My formula that we are dealing with is going to be V equals to U plus AT. All right, and since I want to make A the subject, so once again, I can't move this one, but I can move this one over here. So that's going to give me V minus U, which equals to AT. And since I want to make A the subject, I'm going to move T right now. So it's going to be V minus U. Everything is going to over T. And that's going to get me A. Alright? So all I need to do now is to substitute all the necessary information. So V is 72 minus U, which is 34. Everything is going to over by 19, and that's going to give me A. So everything, I can just punch in my calculator very quickly. So 72 minus 34, that's going to give me 38. And 38 divided by 19, that's going to give me 2. And I'm done. Alright. So take a look at this again. Alright. So all we have done is rearranging the formulas. Alright. And then substitute all the necessary information to find what you need. Okay. Now what about this one? So the next example over here, I'm dealing with some compound shapes. So they ask us to write a formula for the area, which is represented by this capital A of the shape. Now we are dealing with this compound shape over here, and if you look, we are dealing with two types of shape. One of them is a triangle, and one of them is a square. Okay? So let's ask ourselves, to find the area of this compound shape, which is represented by a capital A, I need to take this area, which I call area 1, and area 2. I have to add area 1 plus with area 2. Make sense or not? Okay? So how do we find area 1? Area 1 is a triangle, right? And we have already know what's the formula for triangle. It's half times base times height, correct? So basically over here, that's going to give me, for the area of triangle, I'm going to change the color to blue. It's half times base times height, or base times height divided by 2. Both of them have the same meaning. Okay? So for this example, I'm going to put half times my base and height. That's going to give me B and H. Right? Half times base times height, that's going to give me area of triangle. And everything over here is going to be added by the area of square, which is A square over here. Okay? Which is A square over here. Okay? And I'm done. Alright, if you want to simplify this more, that's gonna be BH over, blue pen. That's gonna be BH over 2 plus 8 squared. Alright, you can do that as well because this and this have the same meaning. Okay? Now the next thing over here, they ask you to rearrange your formula to make A the subject over here. Alright, to make A the subject over here. So I'm dealing with this formula. A equals to BH over 2 plus A squared. Okay? Now again, you might wonder, oh, how do I move this guy over here? Okay, but this guy over here is going to be very similar to what we did over here. Okay, now for those of you can see, this is actually this guy plus with this guy, right? So I can take this guy and just move behind, and that's going to be A subtract by this guy over here, correct or not? So if you can see from that angle, that's great. But if not, let's simplify this. Let's again say, let BH over 2 become something else. Let's just say we change it to x, since there's no x over here. So I can rewrite the equation as A. Alright, I can rewrite it as A, which is equals to x plus A squared. Let me rewrite this on top, okay, so it's easier to see. Okay, so I can rewrite this as A, which is equals to x plus A squared, right? So right now we know how to deal with this, correct? I want to make A the subject, so I should move this x over to the other side. So I should get A minus x, alright? Positive, move over, become negative. And that's gonna equals to A squared, alright? And then finally, what do I do with this A squared? I will move the square over to the other side. That will give me my square root. Okay, and what's inside my square root? That's going to be A minus x, and that's going to equals to A. But then again, what's my x? My x is this guy, right? Let's open up everything again. So I have my big square root, and this square root will cover everything. So I have my A over here, and what's my x actually? My x is actually BH over 2, all right, and that's gonna equals to A. Okay, I'm done. All right, so this is actually what's happening. All right, but for those of you who can see, you can straight away move this, so that's gonna be A minus BH over 2, and then just put square root both sides, and you should get this also. All right, now next example over here. Okay, let's see this. So the question is asking you to write a formula for the total volume of the cubes in terms of x. Alright, total volume of cube. So I have an expression of this cube and this cube. Now again, what is something important we talk about cubes? We know that all the sides are the same. The length, the base, the width, and the height. Same goes for this, right? So for volume, I will represent with a capital V. Alright? For this volume, that's going to be x cubed, right? Because all the sides are the same, you just have to multiply the 3 dimensions to give you the volume. So add the bigger volume, 2x times 2x times 2x, right? That should give me 8x cubed, right? Okay? So again, if you notice, both of them are like terms, so I can simplify them further. That will give me 9x cubed. All right? And then over here, the next question. This one, I'm done already, yeah? And over here, the next question. Make x the subject right now. All right, how do I make x the subject right now? Now, my question is v equals to 9x cubed. All right? Now, some of you over here, you might look at this equation that you might be wondering, which one should I move first, right? Which one should I move first? Now, some of you, okay, you might move the cube over first, all right? But I'm going to show you why that is wrong. Now, if you move cube over here, you will get a cube root of v equals to 9x, right? But if this is true, if we cube both sides, all right? Technically, if this is true, I should get back this expression, right? Sorry, this equation, right? But in this case, if I will move the cube root over here, I will get this instead. Right? Can you see this and this are not the same thing? Can you see that? Okay, so we know that if we have in this situation, we can't move the power first, all right? So in this situation, what can we move? We can move the number first. The power, you move the last, okay? Because again, if this is true, all right, if I rearrange this, put this back here, that should give me this. But in fact, we just checked that's not. So we know that this is not true. Huh? So instead, what can I do instead? I move the 9. So 9 multiplied with x cubed, I move the 9. That's gonna give me division. So v is equals to over 9. V over 9 is equals to x cubed. And now I can move the cube over here. So that's gonna give me cube root, the whole thing, v over 9, which is equals to x. All right. Okay. So I have done, okay, rearranging all these formulas lah. Okay. Now I have one last question over here. All right, one last question over here. I don't have some space, so let me over here erase some parts so I can make way for this question. All right. So for those of you, if you look at this, you can pause and copy down some notes. But if not, all right, if you understand, that's fine. Okay, but I'm just gonna erase this part over here. So give me a moment. I'm just gonna pause the video a while. Okay, let's come back to this question over here. This question is a continuation of this question. So based on this, I said that the total volume of the two cubes is 576 and show that the surface area, now this is going to be a very important keyword, show that the surface area of the bigger cube is this thing. All right. Now to find the surface area, now what's the surface area? Let's explain that first, okay? A surface area is basically this, all right? Now let me just get a simple object so that you can see what I'm talking about. So over here, this is going to be something very similar to what I'm going to explain over here. So I have a cuboid here right now, a cuboid here right now. So how many surface area do we have? Now we can see over here, I have one surface area over here, right? And then I have one, this is one surface area, correct? Not? So how many surface area I have total? I have one in the front, one at the back, one on the right hand side, and one on the left hand side. That's 4 in total. But let's not forget the top and the bottom. So in another word, in a cube or a cuboid, like in this case, I have total of 6 surface area, all right? So the question is asking to show that the surface area of this bigger cube, which have a total of 6 surface area, it's 384. But to find that, we have to find what's the length first. So with that, let's utilize this information because I have a formula over here to find the value of x right now, right? So I'm going to utilize the formula which I made over here. So that's going to give me a cube root of the volume, the total volume, which is 576, and everything over here, that's going to over 9. Okay, based on my formula. Make sure the square is long enough. And this one over here is going to equals to x. So it equals to x. So we can just use our calculator and do this very quickly. 576 divided by 9, and then everything, I will just cube root it. And if you have calculate everything correctly, x should give you 4. All right, x should give you 4. So again, I'm interested in this big cube over here. So let's draw this big cube out. Okay, and we know that one side is 2x, correct or not? So since we know one side is 2x, so how long is each side? And since we are talking about a cube, everything has the same length, right? This is the same, and same. So since I know x is 4, so we know that the side length over here is actually 8 centimeter, correct? So everything is 8 centimeter. So since I'm interested to find the surface area, I need to find the area for one side first, okay? I need to find the area for one side first. So since this is a cube, I know for one surface area, that's going to be 8 times 8. Okay? But how many surface area do I have in total? They have the same surface area because it's a cube. So everything over here, I'm going to multiply by 6 because we have just established that we know that a cube or a cuboid has 6 surface area. So that will give me 8 times 8, that's going to be 64 times 6, and true enough, I will get 384 centimeters squared. Alright, so that's how we solve the problem over here. Okay?